Hi, everybody. Today I have Linda, and she's a money mindset mentor. And we wanted to explore and see what's the best way to kind of, uh, I don't want to say recycle, but I want to say that to maneuver our mindset to the right direction of where we want to go in for our money manifestations. So, Linda, welcome. And tell us a little bit about yourself and how you work with your clients.
Thanks, Elle. I work with my clients in a group program. So I call it a cohort. I like to think of it as a little community of people that are going through the mindset transformation all at the same time. So it gives them the opportunity to, hear from other people, understand that they're not alone, that they're going through this together, and it's really a great experience because the transformation that people make in the 8-week program is really great. I love to see the changes that people are making.
So, can you tell us? I mean, 8 weeks. So, what's the essential one on the first or second week? Just give us a little brief
Sure, of
explanation.
course. So I take them through a series of assessments that are created by psychologists based on over 40 years worth of research, right? So they're psychology assessments. I'm not a psychologist. I just help them understand it. They get written feedback back from the assessments, and then we discuss that. So the first one is like a financial wellness. So it gives them like a financial health score, a financial wellness score. And that's also, we take the same test at the end to see what the difference is, to see how their mindset has improved and how they feel about their overall financial health. But some of the other assessments we do are like money scripts, figuring out what your money scripts are, your money stories, the things that you have like in the back of your mind and your subconscious that are making you do things, and why that's happening. And then we just uncover other things like, like your wealth story and your financial risk tolerance and things like that. I don't talk to anybody specifically about their finances altogether. I actually have a separate business for that. This is solely on the mindset because the mindset is such a huge part of moving forward and being successful with money or with anything in life.
Yeah, I mean, I work with my clients on that. The first, or I guess, the third week is the limiting beliefs that we have. We all have it, and understanding what they are and those patterns that it kind of reoccur because of those limiting beliefs in our life. And it can be about the relationships that we bring into our life. It can be, oh, I'm alone, I'm not worthy, and I'm not good enough, and all that stuff can also be connected to the money the money mindset and whatever that money part that we bring to our life. And if we need to or want to make $500,000 or more a year, where are we in that mindset? How are we gonna? What's the action step to get to that space?
Right, right. Exactly. And everything is about limiting beliefs, right? So I just happen to focus on the money part of it in my program. Um, but the limiting beliefs can be internal or external. So they can be something that you believe about yourself or something that you believe about the environment that you're in. And either one of them can hold you back financially or with anything, right? Within the type of job that you get or the amount of money that you make, or even how you invest. All of those are affected by your internal thoughts as well as your beliefs about the outside.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, this morning we talked about how being around people who are negative in their life, how do their energies kind of contributes to our energy, should be around them or not? Because truthfully, we also have those negative thought that comes on. Oh, I'm not gonna get to that number that I want to get. This is too hard. I mean, there's so many things that unconsciously, I mean, it's a like a 2 second thought that comes in, and if you don't capture it and you don't hold it and then you just release it to a positive one, it may come back to you again and again. And then what happens if people outside of you are in that mindset and you're around them all the time, but then it's going to be like a double double negative mindset, don't you think?
Right. Yeah, absolutely. Choosing who you are around and having other people that are also in a growth mindset at the same time really helps. And that's another reason why I chose to do a group instead of one-on-one, because that momentum that you have from everyone's positivity and everyone's moving forward really does help.
Yeah, exactly. And you know what? In groups, people can learn from each other, because sometimes it happened to with my clients in my group that they say, "Oh, you know what? So and so said this sentence, and something opened up for me that has been my negative thought or whatever." It just opens up a new way of looking at things that we never think about it on our own. So it's always nice to have other people in the group and contribute to learn from each other. That's great.
Absolutely. We were having a conversation the other day. We were talking about our salaries or amount of money that we've made. And someone said, I had this number that I wanted to make, and I wanted to make it by the time I was 30, and I'm 28 now, and I'm making it. I'm already doing it. And so they're like, so now I need to figure out what my next number is. But that next number seems scary. But then as we were talking in the group, we realized that so many of us had, including myself, had a number. And every time we had a number, we got that number. And then we made a new number. And then we got to that number. But every time we had a number, we got there. And so if you're limiting yourself and saying, like, I'm only going to look for this much, or this is what I'm worth, and you think that's what you're worth, well, that's what you're going to get. You obviously have to have it be within a certain range, right? You can't just go, oh, I'm worth $1 million. Like but the idea that the mindset that each one of us was talking about having, was like a realization all together in this group, that we all had a number and we all got it. And then we all had to reset it and set it higher to get to the next step. So,
Great.
yeah.
So, would you recommend to have a number that's instead of like $1 million, go to 10 million and just have that in your mind and get to the space of maybe it takes 5 years to get that point or more or less? Is that okay? Or do we have to be logical about that number?
I think that everybody's number is different, and it has to be a number that you can believe in and that you can feel good about. If you don't believe in it, you don't believe you can get there, and you don't feel good about it, you're not going to get there. And that's the positive and negative mindset, right? So believing in it, number one, you believe that you can really actually get there. If you set a goal that you don't think you can actually achieve, what are the chances of you achieving it? So it does have to be realistic in the sense that you have to believe it and feel positive about getting there.
Yeah. The other way of, I guess, I help my client looking at it is say, okay, if I want that $1 million, why do I want it? And you say, okay, because I want to, I don't know, pay my bills or buy a house, or whatever. First, why can say, okay, why do you want to buy a house? And then you go to, because I want my family to be living comfortably. Why do you want your family? I mean, to go step by step and go to that, open the layers up, open, and then see what is exactly that core why for you that you want that amount. And it amazes me. It can be about anything. Why you want that, to have that relationship in your life? Why do you want to have a partner in your life? And then it goes step by step. If you ask that why again and again, it goes to that the core answer. And that's the time that you can really, like, because it comes from your heart. It's not just that surface part of that why. You know what I'm saying? So it's like opens up a different way of looking at $1 million, or I want a relationship in my life. So it makes that also a different way of looking at it.
Absolutely. Understanding the why, and understanding, even if you're talking about money, right? You were talking about relationships, but even if you're talking about money or a relationship, knowing like what you're going to do when you get there or why you want to be there, helps you to, visualize yourself being there. And that's a big part of it too. And you can call it manifestation if you want. I know that term seems to be used a lot lately, but if you think back, like Napoleon Hill in his book Think and Grow Rich, that was all about manifestation and believing and putting yourself in the space. Um, and it's all about like believing that you can get there and feeling like you're in there already.
Yes, exactly. And we also talked about when you, let's say if you have that house or if you have that relationship, how does that make you feel? And if you be able to kind of walk around the room or walk around your space feeling that you already have that, then that's a different way of being, because the energy is different, that emotion is different. Then uh, even if you can feel that, you always like you put a smile, it comes, I mean, you have a smile on your face when you think about that. So that would be the way to actually exercise on a daily basis to feel that you're in that space of $1 million, a relationship that you want, anything that you're looking to manifest. So that would be something that I would recommend to my clients or whoever was listening to this. It makes a huge difference when you feel that you're in that space, that person, that's who you want to be, or the things that you want to have. It's a different feeling.
Right. And actually, when I talk about goals with people, whether it be through my mindset mentoring or through financial planning, because I'm also a financial planner, but when I talk about goals with people, sometimes a goal isn't a number or a thing. Sometimes a goal is a feeling, right?
Yeah, yeah,
So the feeling that you want to have, like let's say in retirement, or let's say with your money, even today, is a carefree feeling. Wouldn't we all love it if we just had a carefree feeling where we didn't have to worry about money?
yeah,
And
yeah.
that's really the goal. The goal isn't to get the money. The goal is to have that carefree feeling and feel like you're just secure, you're safe, like you don't have to worry about it.
Exactly. That free feeling.
Yeah,
Exactly. That's why a lot of times they say, oh, I want to be financially free. So that free part means that you don't have to, as you said, don't worry about anything. I don't have to get to that space of anxiety because I need to have this amount of money to live this way. But if you have that and you feel free, then it's everything comes to you easily, and the space is open to new possibilities.
absolutely.
I love it. So you have your course, you said like 7 weeks.
8 weeks. It's 8 weeks.
Beautiful. So thank you so much, Linda. So the 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 contact information for Linda is in the description. Whoever wants to reach out to her. Also, let us know. We're planning to do this every Tuesday at 4 p.m. Pacific time. So if you have any questions that you want to send to her or to me, or just to make a comment here, just let us know and be happy to talk about and answer your questions and talk about the subject that you're interested in. So thank you so much, Linda, and I'll see you next week.
Thanks. Thanks. Bye, everybody.